Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining. I want to go ahead and apologize for the bland and boring background. It is raining outside, so we're inside today and I will try to keep it as interesting as possible. Today's video is about avoiding some of the pitfalls of taking an online class. These are just some tips and tricks that I found to help. And also, I highly recommend you watch one of my other videos, which is how to be the person everyone wants to be around. I will have that linked in the description down below so you can watch it later. But that'll also help with your work ethic, which will help overall with avoiding some of these pitfalls. Now, before we get into the main part of this video, I want to bring up scheduling and posting on YouTube. So for the past few months, I've been trying to post regularly, twice every week. But now that school is going to be starting up in a few days, I know that's kind of unrealistic and still trying to keep my grades up. So I will most likely be posting once every week or once every 2 weeks. We'll just have to see what works out and we'll do that. I just thought y'all should know. And now let's get started in this video. So, what are some of the pitfalls to taking an online class? Here are some of the ones that came to mind. Not getting your homework done on time. Not following a daily schedule. Not scheduling the hardest classes for first thing in the morning. Not asking for help when you need it. Not eating well. Getting distracted. Not taking breaks throughout the day. Not being organized. Not having a dedicated workspace with good lighting. Listening to music while you're working. Not being able to be flexible. And trusting a non-reputable source for research. Not getting your homework done on time. You probably won't have someone standing over your shoulder and making sure that you get the work done. Especially when you get to college level classes, they expect you to step up and handle the responsibility. I use a planner. That way I can make sure I have all the due dates correct and that I'm not just relying on my brain to remember everything. One good strategy, at least for me, is to write a due date a day or two before the actual deadline. Another great tip is to use colored pens. I personally love these Sharpie pens because they have bright, vivid colors and they dry super fast. And I know all pens aren't alike, but just find the ones that you like the most and invest some money into buying several different colors. Not following a daily schedule. This one is so important. During breaks like summer vacation, I have been known to stay until bed until almost 10 a.m. However, a week before classes start, I try getting back to my school routine, which is typically getting up at about 5:30 to 6 in the morning. For me, I have found that the earlier I get started, the more focused I am and the more work I can get done, which brings me to my next pitfall. Not scheduling the hardest classes for first thing in the morning. As I just mentioned, I am more focused early in the morning, so I like having my hardest classes first. Hello, math. Having more focus, especially for calculus, is a good thing. Then I schedule my easier classes for later. Last year, anatomy and physiology was my last class. It was also the class I enjoyed the most and found to be the easiest. You could be different, so find out what works best for you. Not asking for help when you need it. Professors are there to help you, and most of them appreciate it when you ask for their help. I understand that some professors may not be as willing, and if that's the case, ask for help outside your class, whether it's a fellow student, a tutor, your family, or your friends. And don't wait to ask for help until your grades are sunk, your head is entirely underwater, and there is no chance of bringing your grades back up. There is absolutely no shame in asking for help, and that is how we learn. Not eating well. During my first college class, I was so stressed and nervous that I didn't eat well, which eventually caused me to be sick for almost 3 weeks. What you eat is important as when and how much. Always be sure to eat enough and grab filling snacks like nuts and fruits. And always make sure to drink plenty of water because you don't want to get dehydrated. Getting distracted. I struggle with this one on a daily basis. I have a lot of, ooh, butterfly. Just kidding. I will be trying to find a video on how to do something, let's say math, and then I see something else I wanted to look up. 2 hours and 30 rabbit trails later, I still haven't found what I was looking for in the first place. I have found that if I set timers to get things done, I don't get nearly as distracted. I also take scheduled breaks, which is related to the next pitfall, not taking breaks throughout the day. As I mentioned before, I like to use a timer, and I usually have it set to about 2 hours, meaning that I will work really hard for those 2 hours and then I will take a 30-minute break. Now I will use the 30-minute break to do anything but schoolwork, which could be anything from stretching, exercising, or even just laying out on the floor. I have found that when I exercise during a break, it makes me feel better when I go back to school. You can adjust the time to what best suits you, and allowing yourself small breaks during the day, you will be more refreshed and focused. Not being organized. This is essential. I have been known for having my space clean for about a week, and then magically, as if the messy fairy comes and makes an appearance, it's sloppy again. And you know, I didn't make it sloppy. I work hard to keep my space clean, and while it can be difficult and time-consuming, it makes things easier in the long run. Also, make sure to save your research and computer work. It takes less than 10 seconds out of your day. Save it under a file name that you can find and title it by the documents by date and topic. When I was younger, I was notorious for saving them under random things because I was too lazy to title them. So often it just looked like I slammed my hand down onto the keyboard and kept it that way. And then later when I went back to find something, I couldn't find anything at all. Listening to music while you're working. When I was younger, I would listen to music the whole time while I was doing schoolwork. But when I had to take the SAT, the silence about drove me insane, and I didn't do my best on the test. When you're in a testing situation, you can't have music playing, and that can affect your grades. Best way to avoid this? Don't get in the habit to listening to music while you're working. Not being able to be flexible. Sometimes you have to be willing to change. Yes, you do work your best at your desk where it's quiet, but what if the internet goes out and you have to sit in the McDonald's parking lot to finish your work? Things happen, and if you waited till the last minute, you should let your professor know what's going on and explain your situation. That's why you should always strive to get your work done early. Trusting a non-reputable site for research. Citing Wikipedia or any other unreliable sites for a research paper might just get you points deducted. Some professors will specifically say not to use Wikipedia, while others may not care. Why is Wikipedia unreliable? The articles are not verified. They are written by various authors with biased opinions and/or agendas. While some things might happen to be accurate, they are not required to be based solely on fact. My best advice is to stick with the most reputable sources and not use Wikipedia at all. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to get notified whenever I post. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!